Hello Virgo, thank you very much for tuning in to this week's read. For the main part of the read, I am using Legacy of the Divine Tarot by Ciro Marchetti. I think it's glaring there. At the bottom here is the website, Llewellyn? Yep, Llewellyn.com. It's a 2009 printing, but I think that's still active. USGamesInc.com is another website I've seen Ciro's stuff on, so I think I've been on that website. Don't quote me on that, because I think. Alright, Supportive Oracle Cards, Chakra Wisdom Oracle Cards by Tori Hartman, illustrated by Gretchen Reisch Baskin. Yep. Websites ToriHartman.com and Watkins Publishing, either .co.uk or .com. So feel free to check out anything you want there, of course. I mean, I'm doing a Virgo reading, right? But it does seem like I keep getting pulled off of point. Like I keep getting pulled away, or it's like something's distracting me off to the side constantly. So like now I'm wondering what's going on with that. Something new is trying to come in. Something new is trying to come in. Do we need somebody else's help here? Do we want somebody else's help here? Okay. Something is distracting. So I'm like, is that energy... I feel like that energy of like something trying to pull you off point keeps coming forward. And you got the Hierophant where you're standing. This is an Earth card. It talks about Taurus, which is another Earth sign, but it's more of like we're staying on path card. It's kind of like this is the road, and we're staying on it. This is that type of energy. Like this is the road, and we're staying on it, and you're trying to. I feel like this is your energy. Like excuse me, this is the road, and we're staying on it. Like I'm telling you, we're staying on it. I'm not playing with y'all. We're staying on the road. And then you're really trying your best to keep it there. You got strength, which means you got a lot of drive to make this happen. I can't get that glare off there. Alright, let me clear this up a little bit. Because something's like, you're doing like what you're supposed to do. I feel like things are changing fast. And the Emperor, you got the Emperor too. Things are crazy, things are all over the place. But you're like, no, this is the path. Like, I feel like it's kind of coming at me all over the place. And it's like, no. And you're trying to get people to stay. For some reason, I hate this saying, but stay in their lane. Stay where they're supposed to be. Stay here. Stay where you're supposed to be. Stop it. Stay where you're supposed to be. Like, stop it. Stay where they're supposed to be. Now stay there. Stay there. Stay there. Like, I'm almost trying to like make myself laugh because it's really actually ticking me off pretty much. It's like if this reading is hitting, like I feel like you're trying to be more upbeat, but it is actually ticking you off. It is like I'm not amused. I feel like I'm not amused, and I'm telling people, listen. There's the plan. Have you heard of it? Let's get on it. Stay on it. There's a reason for it. The plan. Hello, plan. And I'm trying to stay in a good mood about it. I feel like you're trying to stay in a good mood about it, but you're like, I don't like this. Like, this is not how this is supposed to be. A lot of random energy around you. A lot of random energy. I feel like at some point you're going to want to walk away and give up. This is one of my single card, solitary cards, by yourself cards, doing it on my own card. Kind of like, listen, maybe if I want this plan to work out, maybe I should just do it on my own. Because whoever or whatever I'm working with is just kind of like, I feel like they're all over the place, and it's starting to become triple work just to try to keep them on point. Like, if I just do it myself, it's either a little faster or the same speed because I spend so much time trying to keep other people on point. I don't think that's a good idea, but I feel like, this is ironic, the universe, and I felt this in the beginning, because something else is coming your way, and I feel like the universe is trying to get you to let something go. Six of Cups with the Release card. Now, Earth is very dependable, takes responsibility extremely seriously. When you set out to do something, you like, the whole point is to get to the other end. You don't start something going, well, maybe. You start something going, oh, unless there's a real big reason why I can't, the reason I'm starting this is because I have every intention to get to the other side of this. I'm going to complete it, I'm going to finish it, I'm going to get it done. You have your own plan on how you're going to do that, but you're like, I have completion in mind. And again, you start it fully expecting to finish it. Life happens, true, but you don't start things going, well, it's not likely, but maybe. That's not really a Earth energy. That's not really Virgo. It's kind of like, at the very best, kind of like, if it's a 50-50 shot that you're going to get to the end, it's got to be a really, really, really good outcome. Kind of like, all right, I'll chance it, but only because I really, really want that outcome. And even then, it's kind of like, I don't know. It's kind of like, Earth is more likely, kind of like, with 70-30, maybe I'll chance it. Yeah, more like 70-30. Kind of like, it's got to really look like it's most likely going to go my way if I put the work in. And it's kind of like, if I'm going to really be a little saucy with it, other people might have a 50-50 shot of making it to the goal line, but you're like, well, I'm not giving up. So my odds are a lot better than a 50-50 because I'm not going to give up and I will find a way to make it work. So the prospect of letting something go, especially when you do not want to, I feel very, very strongly that you do not want to, is a challenge in itself. The energy around you is messed up to your advantage because it's supposed to get you to go a different direction. It's really uncomfortable right now. I'm sitting in this chair and I'm just going, I'm feeling like most people watching this are going to be like, I don't want to. Like, I feel like a big no, like that. I didn't come this far to just give up. No. Is there a way to like make use of what's already happened before this point in a different way? Like, is there a way to make use of it? I mean, not that you want to change. I get that you don't want to do that, but Judgment in your favor and the Ace of Cups. What you've already done will not be lost. It just needs to be applied a different way. Okay. Judgment in your favor and Ace of Cups. Like, I feel like there's another great outcome, but it's kind of like, I feel like I don't like getting this far down this path and then choosing a different destination. It's kind of like we were heading to California and then all of a sudden it's like, well, actually now we've decided we're going to go to Alaska. And you're like, Alaska? Like, that's a totally different experience. Like, what are you talking about? So it's kind of like, I'm in New York. So, like, if you go from New York over to California, you're like, you're heading to California, but then you're like, Alaska? Like, what? Like, that's a different experience when you get there. I'm never going to go there, but, you know, I am never going there. But I'm just saying, if you were already going that direction, and now instead of going straight across, you're now going up. So the work you've put in is not going to be lost. Still, it takes you a minute, I feel. It takes you a minute to really be at peace with it. Be careful. I feel like you need a moment to step back and make peace with what you need to do. So be careful of other people trying to convince you. It doesn't matter if they're on point or it doesn't matter if they're right. I think that's what I'm trying to say. You know. When you see it, you'll see it. The information is there. I feel like there's a moment here you need to disconnect and step away and give yourself a break. This may be another part that sounds counterintuitive. When you guys put in effort, you put in effort. You don't like to break the chain is what I'm kind of getting. But I'm getting if you, for example, if this is a work thing, schedule a couple days off or take a couple days off where you can just chill, do things that make you happy, do projects that make you happy, watch shows that make you happy, just maybe go for a drive, do whatever you got to do something that makes you happy, and like give yourself 2 days where people just nobody's going to bother you. Like if it can be like a 4-day weekend, that's even better. So for example, there's like Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, or even Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, probably even better. Give yourself Thursday, Friday to just do what you like to do. Step away from other people, let your energy settle. Put yourself in that place where you're doing something that makes you happy. The energy will kind of settle. You'll come around on your own. If you have people constantly talking to you, it doesn't matter if they have good information. It doesn't matter if they could be flat out right. They could be, but it's not about that. You already know what you know. It just needs to settle. You need a minute to come to peace with it. If you can do something you really like and bring you to peace, like for some people maybe it is going out in nature and just going for a walk or just walking through a park or something, I don't know, something that just kind of lets your mind just relax. I'm seeing other people, like there's a friend of mine, they used to paint little figures, and they used to do painting things because it was slow and they liked the colors they used and they just kind of like, some people do adult, whatever it is, if it's an adult coloring book, whatever it is, whatever makes you happy, that can like relax you and free your mind, I feel like you'll come to peace with it. Especially since if this is going a different way anyway, you taking a minute to, reset and recalibrate to it, that's fine. Other people, I feel like it's very weird. When you step back and kind of relax, there's going to be this weird response to that. So if you can, I would like disappear from social media or kind of let people know, oh, I'm going here, or you're not going to be able to contact me. I'm going to be outside of, the internet. I'm not going to be able to be reached by the internet or whatever, even if it's not true, as long as you like turn off your phone, whatever. Don't connect to devices. Just tell them you're going to be out of service for 2 days. Even if it's not true, they don't need to know that. There's going to be a weird response when you start accepting what's going on. Other people are going to freak out. Because once you start accepting it, it seems like other people are like, wait, what? The Virgo's accepting it? Like, what? What are you talking about? Who? What? What are you talking about? There's this weird moment where you start to come to peace with this situation, and other people freak out because of it. There's a new list, there's a laundry list of things that they have to take care of because of it. And they can, that's fine. Communication gets weird. People freak out. That's another reason I feel like you should step back, because I don't think you have to be a part of that. There's this freak out moment. If you step back, it seems to it lines right up. You step out, you disconnect. I'm not going to be around for 2 days. I'm outside of cell range or whatever you want to call it. In that time frame, I feel like when your energy pulls back, other people freak out. Let them freak out on their own. Everybody has to take care of their own energy. That's not your responsibility, and it doesn't have to be, and it's not going to make you happy anyway. Step back from it. Let it sort itself out. People are going to get really upset, but then they're going to go in a different direction. It's already happening. I feel like it's already happening. Somebody to your advantage is coming in, and there's success coming in with this. It's like there's somebody going in with this, whatever's coming in after, they're like, oh, we're not going to just throw away all the work we did. That will not happen. Somebody else is already taking control of that. Somebody else is making sure there's success with that. I keep getting if you step back, you should be a lot happier. I mean, the Magician is coming in with the 5 of Cups. So I don't know. I know I showed these, but there's this coming in with the Despondent and the Destiny, but right below it came out. It was on top of this card, the 8 of Pentacles. There's a lot of I'm not throwing away what we already did. This is another reason I would disconnect at this time. I feel like if you're involved in this moment, so say you don't take the time off, because free will, do what you got to do. If you don't take that time off and you're there, or say you're there, or for whatever reason, somebody is they're on full blast blinders, is what I would call it. They're seeing what they want, they're seeing what they see. You might have a lot of great information, but I feel like it's like talking to the wall. So be aware of that. So if you're a part of this moment, and this moment starts happening where other people are freaking out, and somebody else is like, we're not going to lose the work we already did, which you're right on board with. You're like, you're damn right we're not. You're right on board with that. You're correct, we are not. I feel like you'll have a lot of good information. You might even be mostly in agreeance with this person. They're not going to hear probably anything you say, or most most of what you say. I feel like they're in freak out mode and they're not hearing what's going on around them. Like, I don't know how to explain that. I hope I can. Like freak out mode, like when you're like panicking a little bit and you're just tunnel vision, you're just seeing what your goal is, you're just freak out mode. And there's people around you talking to you, saying and probably going to your benefit, but you're just not, it's not even registering because you're so centered on the freak out. And like, I need to get there. So that could be very frustrating because it's like, even though you agree with them and you're trying to help, they're just not responding to you. Or they're not really hearing what you're saying. Like, you could literally be in front of them, right in front of them, talking right to their face, and their mind is like, they could be looking right at you and looking like they're listening to you, but in truth, their mind is somewhere else, figuring out all the craziness and figuring out, like, what's this going to be, what's that going to be. It's going to be very frustrating. Whoever's making decisions, they're not going to let whatever's been done be lost, but I feel like they're very caught up in their own head. This is a good card. I tend to see it as a very strong intellectual card because it's the Aquarius card, which makes sense to me. Aquarius is extremely smart. It's the leader in air. It's very and this is very leader energy. You also got the King over there. You got the Aquarius card here, both leader energies. This person is going to really, really decide what they want. I'm also seeing like the other challenge card was another king. It was the King of Swords. This is why this isn't working. They're not hearing you. So it's almost like before I was seeing it more like they're going to tell you stuff that's not going to help you. If it doesn't happen for you that way, it might happen for them that way. They're not hearing. They're not going to hear it. They got to solve it. They got to come to terms with what they hate. It's not even like they don't like it. It's like they hate some parts of this. It's kind of like they have to accept. It's kind of like, well, you can try to keep going to California, but it's almost like the resort got washed away. Like there was a storm, a wave took out the resort. It's gone. It's gone. It's not even there. So you can go there, but, there's literally nothing there for you. Literally. So, but we were able to, use the same amount of funds and still have a vacation. It's just we got to go to Alaska. We just got to go there. That's where it's got to be if we want this to work out with the same amount of funds in the same time frame. They're making peace with it. They don't like it, but they're making peace with it. I'm getting that tunnel vision. Is there anything else I can say about this? It's weird because you agree with this person. You feel very similar. So I feel like part of this is people are giving you information. You're like, I know, and stop telling me. I need a minute to settle. That's part of it. The other part is when this freak out happens with this other person. It's weird to me that you have a lot of similar feelings, but they can't hear you because they're in freak out mode. So it's kind of like being a part of that isn't going to make you feel good either. So it's kind of like I have to step back and wait for that to settle. That's why I'm highly recommending 2 days as in conjunction with the weekend. Is that the right word? In tandem, whatever you want to call it. So you have to end up with a 4-day weekend instead of a 2-day weekend. You get a break. This person can have their moment, and you don't have to be there for it because you're not going to be helpful, and it's just going to drive you nuts. Once you come back, it should be heading towards resolution. Or, if you're lucky enough, if it's not resolved, you might be like, oh, I have to catch up on what's going on. So while you're catching up on what's going on, it kind of, you get to stay away from it for a while it's kind of catching up and that type of stuff. Because it's kind of like you don't need to be a part of that. And I just don't see it making you happy or making you feel good or working in your benefit in any direction. So it's kind of like you stepping back for a minute to let this sort out. It seems like that's in your best interest. I think we're done. All right, I'm going to shut this down here. I hope that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. It's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information that's below, same email. Thank you very much for watching, and have a great day.